Hi guys, Zor here from ZorGameGeek.com. Today to talk with you about a heavy topic, racism. More specifically, racism in Dungeons & Dragons. If you want the TLDR version of this video, it's pretty simple. Don't be a racist. Don't support racism. Don't tolerate racism at your gaming table. However, this is a little more complicated when you're dealing with fictional fantasy worlds where you have this long history, and I've engaged in this at the table myself, where entire species of humanoids are by default racist. Correction, by default evil. See? We all make these mistakes sometimes. And we learn from them, and we grow, and we move forward. By default, they're evil. And the examples of this are problematic because that list is some of the more obvious ones are pretty quick to point out. Orcs, drow or dark elves, then your goblin races, so goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears. Then some other humanoid races-ish races like gnolls and kobolds. I'm not going to solve racism in this video. I'm just going to share some of my thoughts about how we as game masters can do better. There are a couple of different steps. I'm going to get to the drow, orc, goblin, hobgoblin problem here second. The first step is with your own player characters. You're going to have to house rule this until we get the official guidelines from Wizards of the Coast, and hopefully maybe some updates in D&D Beyond as well. So you're going to have to home rule, house rule this, or also make some changes for yourself, custom races in D&D Beyond through their settings. The problem is that there are stat bonuses associated with each race. Each species of individuals, elves, dwarves, halflings. And some of this is mechanical balance because they get some natural advantages because for many of these races, they have extra cones and rods in their eyes and they can see in the dark, unlike humans. Or they have this natural magical ability because of their connection with the Fae to resist sleep spells and charm spells and enchantment. And then dwarves, for whatever reason, have this naturally hardy constitution. Maybe it's from generations digging in the dirt and all the gases and fumes that they're resistant to poisons, inhaled or otherwise. So because of that mechanical strength, there has to be these balancing factors. And one of the ways they do that is humans don't get any sort of natural abilities as do these other non-human humanoids. They just get all these stat bumps that they can put anywhere they want. But the elves and the half-orcs and the dwarves, they have a stat bump that has to go into one trait, and then they, depending on their subtype, get an option of putting their bonuses in one of two different places. Here's how you solve that. Don't do it. Let the players pick their stat bonuses and put them wherever they want, however they want. Now, the total number of that stat bonus you have to maintain. So, for example, for most of these races, they get +3 to their stats. +2 to one stat, +1 to another stat. So let the players pick +1 3 different places. Just like when you have an ability score improvement, ASI, at 4th level and 8th level and 12th level, you can add those points wherever you want. As an elf, you're not required to put them into those same 2 spots. You can put them wherever you want. So why can't you do that at character creation? Systemic racism. That's the answer why. Wizards of the Coast They just had problems getting away from their history. Just like we in the United States right now are having some problems getting away from our history. I'm looking at you, Confederate statues. Out. If you don't like that, read a book. And I remember during the play test for 5th edition, they toyed with this idea. There were influential members of the community outside of WotC who, given my history from 4th edition into 5th, the play test into 5th edition, I'm sure had some ears inside of WotC they could talk to. And that was presented as an idea, as a way of moving forward past this inherent racism structured into the heart of this game at character creation, is to say you get a certain number of bonuses, put them wherever you want, because there are strong people and weak people and people with good constitutions and poor constitutions. They're smart, they're wise, they're not smart, they're pretty dumb. You put it wherever, because a species is defined by more than just their natural abilities. Now, some people are short, some things are naturally short due to genetics and whatnot, and you got to deal with that mechanically and display that however. But those stat bonuses, there's no reason why they should be tied to specific stats. It's an easy fix. Just do it at the table. Find a way, if you're using electronic tools, to work around and customize that to say, hey, you get to put those bonuses wherever you want. Orcs, drow, goblins, don't just pretend they're all evil. Set it up from early, because many of these are, especially the orcs and goblins, are early level type of creatures. Levels 1 through 5, where your player characters are going to be encountering them. And set them up as having a rich, vibrant culture, as having them be in town. Maybe, I'm taking this from Critical Role, maybe your culture sees them as sort of outs and they're persecuted. Persecuted for being who they are, for looking a little different. That never happens in real life. But they're still present. They're still maybe on the margins of that particular culture. But then there's another culture, there's another civilization nearby where that's not the case. Present them with the complexities of real life. Don't turn them into a binary thing. Evil, good. Evil, kill. Good, talk to them. Okay? Present that from the get-go. I have failed at that. I need to work it better at that, because I have this history with Dungeons & Dragons myself. There you go. There you have it. Racism in role-playing games. Don't do it. If you want to learn more about role-playing games, go to ZorGameGeek.com. Read up. I just posted an article regarding how to create mysteries, adventure scenarios in the Gumshoe role-playing game system. If you want to read that, go to ZorGameGeek.com/mystery. All right, guys, don't be racist. Keep gaming.